There is so much relationship advice out there online, and a lot of it on the surface sounds like it's perfect and amazing. And a lot of the time you will implement this advice into your relationship. But then with time, you start to notice that you feel a bit more disconnected from your partner. You feel a bit of built up resentment towards your partner, or maybe he feels resentment towards you. Maybe you're losing the attraction to your partner. Maybe it just doesn't feel as fresh as it once did at the start of your relationship. And the reason for that is because a lot of this common advice that you're hearing online is doing more harm long term for your relationship than good. A woman in her true feminine energy knows how to get the man of her dreams that she loves and adores and that she's married to or in a relationship with, to get him looking at her like she is the apple of his eye forever. He is infatuated with her. So if you want to know what to really do to implement into your relationship to make sure that you are the apple of his eye forever, then stick around because it's all coming up right now. Hi, welcome back to the Vibration Vault. My name is Ali Azuri. I help women all over the world navigate their love life in a more feminine way. So if that sounds like something that you want to do, make sure to subscribe to stick around. Okay, let's begin. So often a piece of advice that you are told is to find a good routine with your man. Now, this is probably one of the worst things you can do in your relationship, especially a long-term relationship. Let me give you an example. Let's say you're living with your partner and every single night you are in this routine. He goes to work, he comes back from work, you have dinner ready, you eat together, you get together on the sofa, and you're watching Netflix, and then you go to bed. It sounds perfect and it feels amazing initially at the beginning when you first start doing that. However, this is just going to become very predictable and very boring. Getting into these types of routine is what's going to make you lose that desire and that attraction towards one another because it's too predictable. It's not exciting anymore. And that's when sometimes you start to wonder what life could be like outside of your relationship. So obviously, to avoid these thoughts creeping into your head and to make this relationship with the love of your life work, this is what I want you to do. In the middle of the week or any day of the week, I want you to break that routine. I want you on a Wednesday night to get yourself looking gorgeous, looking stunning like a goddess. And when he comes back from work, I don't want any dinner cooked. I don't want you to do anything like that. I just want you to say to him, baby, get ready. We're going to get dinner out tonight. You and I are going on a date night. Now, I know what you're probably thinking. Isn't that very masculine to initiate a date night? No, it's absolutely not. You are in an adult relationship. Sometimes it's sexy to initiate a date night, to take the lead a little bit and take the reins. After all, you are in a relationship. This is your man. Now, this isn't just to free yourself from doing the cooking or doing the dishes. This is actually some quality time where you put your phones down on the date and you can actually connect over a candlelit dinner. It doesn't have to be somewhere super fancy or super expensive. It's just that quality time, breaking the cycle of sitting at home, that is going to enhance the spark in your relationship. If you do this every week or every other week and it's just an undesignated date night and it's spontaneous and it's fun, that is amazing to implement into your relationship. You are going to make the relationship feel fresh and fun. You can also look for other areas in your relationship where you can break routines. So I'm going to leave that with you. Get a bit creative with it and make it fun, make it exciting. Don't be predictable. Predictable is boring for him and for you. Now, another piece of advice that I hear is having designated household chores. And sometimes this isn't something that you actually talk about in a relationship. Sometimes women assume their role to do all of the house chores. Maybe they assume their role to do the laundry, especially when you move in together and you're in a relationship. Or maybe you assume your role to do the cooking. And a lot of the time, what I have witnessed anyway, is it comes from the women who are not contributing financially to the household. So they are left thinking, okay, what's my value? I'm going to make sure the house is pristine and clean for him to get home. Now, although I understand what you're trying to do, that you want to give him a nice space, he's paying for it, what you're really doing is you are exchanging this gift he is giving to you, and you are seeing this gift as a debt. So now you feel indebted to him. So you're trying to prove your value as a woman. And a woman in her feminine energy, her true feminine energy, knows that her worth is not on what she can do. It's more on who she is as a person. So who are you as a person? That is your value. So what does that look like in the home? What changes do you need to make? So it's not you from now on doing all of the cooking and all of the cleaning and all of the laundry. Now, everything I'm sharing with you, I implement into my own relationship as well. And this is something that my partner is very big on. It's not that the cooking is just his role or just my role. It's not that the laundry is just his role or just my role. Now, what I've noticed this does in the relationship is it helps you become more grateful. And also it allows you room to do a kind gesture unexpectedly for your partner and for him to be appreciative of you, vice versa. Let me give you an example. If you are constantly doing the laundry and doing the cooking, when he walks through that door, now it becomes a case of, where's my dinner? Why is my shirt not ironed? Where are my clothes? Where are my boxers? Where are my socks? Why haven't you done the cleaning? Why is the house a mess? And now you begin to feel resentment towards your partner. So you're not doing this in a loving way. You're doing this from a place that comes from hatred. And that is not what a woman in her feminine energy does. It's not helping to connect with your effortless and relaxed feminine energy. And my partner does this as well. Sometimes he will come home, see that the washing hasn't been done, and he will be like, sit down, I will put the wash on, I will make us dinner, I fancy cooking for you tonight. And it just allows him room to do something kind for me. And sometimes I will iron a shirt for him. Sometimes I will wash some clothes for him that I know he's going to need for work or for a trip or for whatever else it might be. But there's that gratitude that you are able to express once you step back and allow your partner to do that for you. Now, I also want you to note that there are going to be roles that your partner will play in your life that are going to be solely his responsibility. So I'm talking about household chores, but there's also some household chores that will just be his. So let me give you an example. Taking the trash out. That is a man's job, in my opinion. Or maybe if you are with a provider man and he's providing for the home, then that is his sole responsibility. And the reason why this is healthy, especially when you are a woman who wants to get into your feminine energy, or I should say awaken your feminine energy from within and allow him to be in his masculine energy, is because when you do this, you are allowing him to have a role to play in your life. And that is so important. A man needs to feel like he has a role to play in your life. And a man who truly loves you wants to be subservient to you. He wants to serve you. And I think this has got lost in translation a lot because women over time have become very subservient to their man. They have been like, can I get you food? Can I get you a water? Can I get you a drink? Can I do your ironing? And what this does in a relationship is it lowers you off the pedestal and it puts him on the pedestal. Now, I understand why you are falling into the trap of over catering to your man. It's probably because when you were growing up, the role model you had as like the perfect woman or just any woman in your life was your mother. And your mother would do these things for you. You know, she would wash and iron your uniform and get it ready for you for school. She would make you meals, make you dinner, look after you when you're sick. All of these things, she would mother you. But if you are over catering to your man, then you risk falling into the category of mothering your man. And what that does is it takes away that sexual appetite he has for you. Because remember, he also probably had a mother too. So everything you're doing for him isn't giving him wife energy. It's giving him more mother energy, motherly figure. And that's when a lot of couples fall into more, I see him more as family than a lover. And that's why really good relationships fail, because they break the romance and they fall more into family mode. You might brother zone him. And I know that sounds really weird. Maybe that's the wrong terminology to use. But basically, it feels more like family than lovers. Another piece of advice that you've probably listened to and subconsciously started to implement into your relationship is always accept an apology from your partner. When he's apologizing, accept his apology, forgive, and move forward. The reason why I'm saying this is because I see so many couples have arguments, and then one of them will just say, "I'm so sorry." And the other person in the relationship will say, "It's okay. I love you. Let's move on. Let's forget. Let's move on." The reason why this is so damaging, and you should never just accept a sorry from your partner, is because all you've really done in that instance is put a band-aid over a bigger problem. Let me give you an example. Let's say you are in the car with your partner, and for some reason you get into this heated debate, and you're not seeing eye to eye. And for some reason, he starts snapping at you. He's acting very out of character. So of course you rescind your energy. You moodily storm up to the apartment or your home, wherever you are. And he comes into the room and he says, "Darling, I'm really sorry. Let's move on. Let's not argue." And obviously you love this man. You don't want to argue either. So you say, "It's okay. I forgive you." You hug and you move on. Now, the reason why this is so damaging is because all you've really done is put a band-aid over a deeper problem, a bigger problem. So 9 times out of 10, the reasons why you keep having the same argument over and over again is because you keep accepting sorry. When really, in that situation, you should sit down with him, put your ego and your feelings aside, and you should say, "Baby, I love you so much. I love this relationship. I love what we've built together. I love where we're going. But in order for us to move forward, we need to get to the root of why this is happening. Why did you snap? Because I don't want this to keep cropping up in our relationship." Now, what you're doing is you're disarming him, and now he's going to have to think consciously in his head why he reacted in that way. Why was it such a trigger? Now, what you are learning from this is what actually triggers your partner. So what you can avoid to stop this argument ever happening again. And now he can analyze and thoroughly go through his behavior, and he can have that in the forefront of his mind, so he's actively not going to choose to repeat that same behavior again. Now, when you get to the root of the problem, you're not putting a band-aid on it. You are healing the problem. You're airing the problem out, and you're letting it heal naturally on its own. So now that same cycle is not going to repeat itself. That's how you create a healthy relationship, and that's how it's going to move forward, and that's how you're going to be happy and he's going to be happy. And remember, disagreements in relationships are very healthy. It's so important to have disagreements. So don't feel disheartened when you're not seeing eye to eye with your partner. It's just more about how you are choosing to handle disagreements. And also, to link into the point I've just made, another piece of common advice is never go to bed angry with your partner. Now, I don't agree with this, because a woman in her true feminine energy waits and allows time and allows space for her heightened emotions to subside so she can think clearly. So just think about it. You're in the heat of the moment. You're really, really frustrated with your partner. He's done something that's really upset you, really frustrated you. Maybe he said something that's silly or embarrassed you in front of a group of people. But it's a minor thing. It's something you know you're going to move forward from. But in this moment right now, you are infuriated with him. If you decide to take this piece of advice and not go to bed angry, you are going to open your mouth and you're probably going to say some things that you don't mean. You're going to say some things that might damage all of the time and all of the years of building and kind words you have said to him, and ruin all of that just because you are talking from a place of anger and you're not thinking clearly. So the reason why going to bed angry is sometimes very healthy is because you are allowing yourself time to actually sleep on it and think about how you want to handle this situation, and then address the situation when you are in a calmer state of mind, and when you can be reasonable and not completely destroy and bulldoze over years and years worth of this relationship that you've been building, this connection you've built. Because remember, your words are like spells. So words hurt. You can't take them back. You can't say, oh, I didn't mean that. I was just really angry. No, the truth comes out when you're angry. It's not very nice. You shouldn't be treating anyone like that. You definitely don't want to treat the love of your life like that. So that is a wrap for today's episode. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. If you did, please make sure to hit the thumbs up and let me know your thoughts in the comments below. So until next time, I love you. Bye.